Good morning and happy Friday. This is CN2 Today. I'm your host, Renee O'Neill. Joining me today is York County Emergency Management Director, Chuck Haynes. Chuck, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, Chuck. Now, I know this week is Severe Weather Preparedness Week. It's the start of tornado season, so we have a lot to talk about to keep us all safe at home. But first, we wanted to talk to you to get to know you a little bit better.
Sure.
So you say you're coming up on your 4 years as the director.
Yes.
Okay, so how did you get started in all of this?
Well, my career began like a lot of people in our field as a volunteer, and started out in the fire departments and rescue squads and working on ambulances, and that transitioned to being a firefighter at Rock Hill, which I ended up at the State Emergency Management Division, and here I am. Okay,
and so you did, you worked in, you said Pickens County before here?
Pickens County was the job directly before this job.
Okay, so Laura Bree was mentioning that you would, I guess, be over kind of the games. I know Clemson games are popular there, kind of if anything would happen when it comes to that.
We would assist. Our population in Pickens County was about 120,000.
Okay.
And so basically when there was a home game, we would double our population.
Wow.
And so managing the resources were a little trying at times, but it's what we get paid to do.
And I guess when the Gamecocks would come in town, y'all would still work together. It wouldn't be rivals on the emergency end, right?
No. We had a great relationship with those folks, yeah.
Okay. And talk about you. So do you have a family here in York County?
Yeah, we live up in Fort Mill.
Okay.
Married with two kids, a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I'm not sure who's in charge of the house, but it's a big competition.
Okay.
And we're loving life in York County.
And tell people, what do you actually do in your position? I know you have you probably do a lot of things, but for people that may not know, kind of what do you do?
Yeah, we work to identify risk and to lessen those risks for the citizens of York County through many programs, preparedness, like what we're going to talk about today, mitigation, things like making improvement to stormwater systems, assisting in those grants, and then planning and coordination when something happens. So when there's an incident, there's not but so many responders, not but so much food and water and meals, so that all has to be planned and resources brought in to help people. And so our department is in charge of that planning effort, and then once something happens, that coordination effort.
You guys are always thinking ahead and planning ahead. You have to.
That's what we get. We're the what if people.
Okay. And what if a tornado season, you guys tell us, people, we may not think about that here. It doesn't happen that often, but what should people be doing to prepare while we're in this season? Yeah,
tornadoes don't regularly occur in York County. We have, seen plenty. In fact, we had an unfortunate incident in 2011 with 3 fatalities from a tornado. But this time of year also brings us straight line winds, which can be just as deadly and just as dangerous. The weather pattern that we're going in is why we're seeing this. So when we start seeing these warm fronts and cold fronts march across the country, that's when we start seeing these squall lines come up, and we see some of these straight line winds and tornadoes.
Okay. And what should people do at home? Should they have a kit, because I know with winds, power can go out. Should they have things to prepare in case something happens?
Yeah, so we always encourage people to have a kit. Their medication, food, water. Typically, a gallon of water per person per day is what is recommended. But really, to have a plan is what's going to help you out. So where is it that your family goes if there's a tornado warning? Go ahead and talk about that. Play some games with your kids, teach them where to go if the wind picks up. If you're in a mobile home or a pre-manufactured home, learn what that home is rated for, and know the limitations of it. Typically, even with mobile homes that's tied down, they don't give very much protection for wind, and so have a plan. Maybe it's go to a neighbor's house or something like that.
Okay, and if you're in a car, or what should you do if you hear on the radio to take cover?
Yeah, there's a belief that getting under bridge overpasses is a safe place to be, and it's actually not. That's actually a funnel for the wind, and the wind velocities under that overpass are higher than if you just found yourself in a low-lying area in a field or something, not necessarily seeking out an overpass, but finding a ditch or something that's low-lying away from the debris. That would be your best thing to do on a highway. Now, if you're able to get yourself indoors into a structure, that's the thing you want to do. Flying debris is what hurts people typically during a tornado or straight line wind event. It's when glass and other debris gets in the air and it strikes people. That's where injuries come from. So that's what we want to guard ourselves against.
Okay, and I know you mentioned the tornado in 2011. What have you guys learned from that as a department?
Well, we've taken advantage of more of the technology out there that allows us to warn people faster. We know tornadoes sometimes give us plenty of lead time to warn the public. Sometimes we have to ask the public to react immediately, and so using phone apps and phone warning messages where it pops up on people's phone to tell them that a tornado is coming. We've got that in place, and some of us may have already gotten some of those messages. Some of that comes through the Weather Service, some of that comes through our office, but we push that information out, and our hope is to get people to react quickly in order to protect themselves.
Okay. Well, if people want to, I guess that's the best way to learn more during this month. Anything else, any way they can learn more about severe weather as we go into, I guess, tornado season? Yeah,
so the website that I like to push people to is ready.gov. That's a federal website, but also our website at yorkcountygov.com, and if you click on emergency management, we keep that updated. And they can reach out to us and ask questions, and we'll come out and help.
All right. Well, thank you, Chuck, for joining us today, and lots of good information to keep us safe. And we are going to get on to the news of the day. Remember to spring forward this weekend. Make sure to set those clocks 1 hour early. Also, another reminder, from 3 to 5 today at the York County DSS building, there will be a free car seat check. You can have your seat inspected by a certified child passenger technician. Studies say 3 out of 4 car seats are improperly installed. We will show you on Monday, CN2 Today, just how to install one of those car seats. And did you know that March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month? Well, a husband and father of 2 from Chester County has been fighting the battle for some time now. Some of you may know him. His name is Aaron Barnett. Doctors recently have given him about 6 months to live. But if you know Aaron and his family, you know that he is still fighting and lives life to the fullest. He's also a huge Clemson fan. Check out this shout out from Clemson coach Dabo Sweeney to Aaron.
Hey Aaron, Coach Sweeney at Clemson. Thoughts and prayers with you, and just keep the faith, stay strong, and just pray that God puts his arms around you during this time. God bless you.
Too cool. I get chills watching that video. Well, this Saturday, March 10th, there's also a way you can support Aaron and his family at a benefit at the Watershed Pavilion in Edgemoor. The event starts at 2 p.m. There will be barbecue plates for sale, live music, ticket raffles, and more. Aaron, we are praying for you and your family, and as you say, keep pounding. Welcome back to CN2 Today. We're here inside the Museum of York County, and it has turned into Harry Potter land for your big Harry Potter Science Day coming up. We have Angela Purcell here with the museum. Explain to me why, you're going all Harry Potter.
Well, the books are so much fun, and when you really read the books, not only are they entertaining, but, there's a lot of science in there if you look for it, and a lot of the science in the book, J.K. Rowling is using fantasy and, imagination, but a lot of that, there's things in the real life world or the Muggle world that actually do some pretty amazing things themselves. So that's what we like to focus on here at the museum.
Okay, and I know this is your 3rd annual event.
Third annual.
Okay, for those who haven't been to this, what can people expect on Saturday?
Well, they're actually going to be going to school. Here, the museum turns into the Museum of York County's School of Wizardry and Magic.
Oh.
They'll go to 4 stations where they will listen to an instructor. There will be a small little activity based on the talk or the lecture, a little lecture, and then you get a stamp in your program. Once you have all 4 stamps, you go and you see our headmaster, Headmaster Bumblebee. He will give you a certificate that you have completed your owls here at the Museum of York County.
Very neat. So do you have to know about Harry Potter to attend this event?
That's a really good question. And no, you don't have to know anything about Harry Potter. You can just come and enjoy the event and just listen to our presentations. One of our presentations that we did in the past is we talked about the Imperious Curse. And the Imperious Curse is a curse that you put on somebody, but then that person under the curse does everything that you tell them to do. But there are animals in the animal kingdom that do the same kind of thing, only without the use of magic. So there is a liver fluke, this little parasitic worm, that can actually infect and take over the mind of its host. And its host is usually a little ant, and they take them over. The ant will crawl up to the top of a grass blade in the night with the hopes that a cow or a steer will come by, eat that blade of grass with the liver fluke in it, and the liver fluke's life cycle then starts all over again.
Oh my goodness. I never knew that. That's very interesting.
Little things like that we'll be talking about. So you absolutely do not need to have read any of the books or know anything about Harry Potter.
Okay. Right. So when does all this action start?
The action starts at 10 o'clock and it ends at 4.
Now, will you be here all day, or is that just time?
All day, and it's ongoing.
Okay.
They will receive a ticket for the planetarium, so when you come and you pay your admission, you'll get a ticket for the planetarium, because the planetarium has limited seating.
Okay.
So you will go to the planetarium on your ticketed time.
Very neat. And is there any cost for this?
There is. It's, I believe, $10 for adults, $8 for seniors, and $6 for students.
Okay. Well,
Children 3 and under are free of charge.
okay.
Add that in.
Again, at the Museum of York County, Saturday, starting at 10 a.m. until 4. We'll have more CN2 Today right after this. Welcome back to CN2 Today. We're here at the American Red Cross in Rock Hill because this month is American Red Cross Month, and we are highlighting lovely volunteers who put in so much time here at the Red Cross, including Cleopatra Allen. So, Cleopatra, tell me how long you've been volunteering here at the Red Cross.
I've been at the Rock Hill Red Cross for 4 years, since June of 2014.
Okay, and why did you get involved?
Well, I grew up with my grandmother, and she was a missionary. I used to see her go out into the community helping people, and I like to think that I'm walking in her footsteps and finding my own passion.
And tell me, you've gone to many disasters. Talk about just some of those that really have touched you.
In January, we had a really bad cold snap, so I went up to Charlotte to the Armory to help the people that were coming in off the streets, and that was really wonderful to see them and to be there to greet them as they came in.
Were these people who were homeless?
Mostly were homeless, yes.
And what would you do? Would you bring in them things?
We'd greet them and just chat with them and then take them around to where they would be sleeping for the night. But it is good to see a friendly face when you go someplace you haven't been before.
Yeah.
And so they enjoy chatting with us, and we try to make them feel at home.
And you also responded to many hurricanes recently, correct? Or talk about that a little
Yes.
bit.
I went down to Texas to Hurricane Harvey, hurricane. And while I was there, I drove the emergency response vehicle, and we went out into the community. We were looking for people that needed food. So we would take food out and park on the street, toot our horn, and people would come and we would serve them hot meals.
What was it like seeing people at their maybe the worst time in their lives and being able to help them like that?
You know, it's amazing that people, when they're going through their worst, they can still be loving and kind. And although we were there to help them, they blessed us in many ways. Quite a few times they prayed for us. There was one person who broke into tears when we showed up. it was just really beautiful to be there to help
And how long were you in Texas?
for 2 weeks.
Wow, 2 weeks.
Yes.
So you donate a lot of your time to this. Why? You could be doing probably a lot more with your time. Why do you continue to give back and be a volunteer?
I do love to be able to help people, but I'm retired and I have time on my hands, and I really want to do something that's rewarding to be a benefit to someone else.
And do you want to continue? How long do you plan to keep doing this journey?
Well, I'd like to do it as long as possible, but sometimes different things are happening in life. So actually right now I'm working on just driving the earth.
Okay.
And once a month we take it out to exercise it, as in we make sure that it's running and operating correctly.
And explain what that is.
Oh, I'm sorry, the
That's okay.
emergency response
Okay,
vehicle.
okay,
Yes.
gotcha, okay.
And that vehicle is able to take water and food out to a community and help people right there on the spot.
Gotcha. And for other people that may see this and say they want to help or be a volunteer, what would be some words of encouragement?
Oh my gosh, the great need is so great. And our friendly faces when we show up to talk to people is amazing. But there's so much to be done at the Red Cross. I mean, you could do community outreach, you could respond to a fire, you could drive the earth, and you can go out to the community and just talk to people. I've worked on the home fire campaign where we install smoke detectors in homes, and that's really where it starts, is saving lives at the grassroots level.
And if you could think of one memory out of the 4 years that really sticks out to you, what would that be?
Oh.
It's a lot, probably a lot of memories, but if there's any time or anything.
I'd have to say that going to Hurricane Harvey, I've been to other disasters. I went down to Kings Tree, South Carolina when we had the flooding, but in Harvey, it was so devastating. But to see the Red Cross in real operation, it was truly amazing. All of the food that was coming in, all of the support, all of the people that came from around the world. We had people from Israel, from Alaska, from Mexico, from Hawaii. I mean, to see that, that's a beautiful thing. Oh my gosh. I mean, that just really moved me to see it. The Army guys were there. They unloaded trucks, and they didn't use any hand carts. They used all of their muscle work. I mean, it really was just beautiful to see how the Red Cross does. And when people ask about how do we spend their money, if they could see that in operation, they would not hesitate 1 minute to donate $1 or $2 or as much as they could, because when we can go to help someone who has lost everything, has nowhere to turn, who don't even know how long it's going to take before they're back in their homes, to be able to give them a hot meal for the day, to give them some toiletries or the basic needs.
Nothing like it.
It's nothing like it.
Well, thank you so much,
Yes.
Cleopatra, for talking to us and sharing your story. We're going to be highlighting many other volunteers throughout the month here at the Red Cross, just like you, and telling their stories of what you guys do for people in the community and around our country. And we'll be back with more CN2 Today after this. Hey, we're out here at Fountain Park, and we are doing Fitness Friday a little differently than we usually do. We're highlighting some of our CN2 reporters, anchors about what they do to stay fit. Lucas McFadden, we all know you're very fit.
Oh, no. I just put on a good front, I think.
No. Well, you take part in F3, a lot of people in
Yeah.
our area do. First, explain what the F3 group is.
Yeah, so F3, it stands for Fitness, Faith, and Fellowship, the 3 Fs, hence the F3. It's a group of men. It's all peer-led. It's free boot camp style workouts that are offered throughout Rock Hill, Clover, Fort Mill, Lake Wiley, Lancaster, York, throughout the York Tri-County region. It started in Charlotte many years ago by guys that just wanted to plant and serve small men workout groups so other men can sharpen other men. Oftentimes in F3 we say iron sharpens iron, which means men sharpen men to be bigger and better in their community, whether that's serving at home, serving their community, or just serving their body, trying to be more physically active to live healthier lives.
Okay, and you guys meet very early. That's why we're not out that early with the group. Talk
5
about that.
a.m.
Ooh, that's early.
5 a.m. in the morning till about 6. Most workouts are about 5:45, 6 o'clock. Or to an hour, so about 6 o'clock in the morning. And faith is part of it. We end with a prayer, but it's just we pray for someone bigger than ourselves, and we pray for everyone in our community. If there's a death, we pray for that. So we start locally and then spread it on to nationally as well.
All right. Well, and I know that a lot of these workouts are pretty intense. I've heard from you and other people who have participated.
Yeah.
We want to see some of them. So show some of the workouts that you do in the morning for us.
So every now and then you get to lead a workout. Again, it's free, and it's boot camp style workout. No one's a trainer. We say that pretty early on in the first day. Like, these are all peer led. Do what you can do. If you can't, just improvise. But we do everything from, a jumping jack, a basic jumping jack like this. All right, so we know that. We do what we call an imperial walker. So it's like this, all right? So you kind of do this a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Then we do something called Moroccan nightclub, and it's just like this. Might not seem like a lot, but you're counting like this. You go 1, 2, 3. The other guys say 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you do about 20, 25 of those, it's a lot. A lot of them give me a hard time because I always like to do my leg up and do a push-up like that, all right? We do one called the Spider-Man, which is like this.
So are you guys calling them out?
Yeah.
Like switch to Spider-Man?
Yeah. So we'll do. We'll say let's do a 5 count for Spider-Man. All right, ready? Start in position, move, and cadence. Exercise. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Halt, and that just means stop.
Okay.
We can roll over.
Make that look very easy.
We do sit-ups.
Okay.
Okay, like this. We do some of that. We do burpees.
Ooh.
All right. Like this.
Now those are hard. How many do you usually do?
We can do, in some workouts, we've done up to 100. So we've done 100 before. Normally in a workout, about 10 is all we can take. I mean, that's a lot to do.
And what are some of your favorite ones you were talking about? Y'all do steps on steps?
Yeah. We come over here.
So
We just
you move around the community.
Yeah.
You use whatever's around you, basically, to help with your workout?
So actually, Fountain Park is one of our locations.
Okay.
Each location throughout the area has different names.
Okay.
So this one's called Old Town because we're in Old Town Rock Hill.
Yeah.
We meet at one place down there at the end of Main Street. We run here. So you can do step ups like this. Like that. And then you can switch legs like this.
Now, are you guys cheering each other on? As
Yeah. It's a big thing of it is a lot of excuses that we hear from guys other than it's early is that I'm not in shape or I can't do this. No one's there judging.
Right.
So we just want guys to improve. People have told us about weight loss stories they've had. People would say, I couldn't even run a mile. Now they can do 3, 10, 12 miles. Okay. And so we're always going back and what we call getting the 6, which is the last person. So if we're running and you're already back at the place, you circle back around and you go get back and get the next guy. So it's, it's exactly it. So it's just for guys. There is one for ladies. It's called FIA. It's set up just the same outline. It's all peer led, but for ladies. And it's just, it's a great thing. Everyone brings something different when they lead the workout, and I certainly have enjoyed it. I met a great group of guys, opened my friend base up even more, and it's really cool.
Thanks, Lucas.
Yeah.
Very impressive workouts with F3. So, we'll be back Monday with a brand new CN2 Today at 11:30 on Comporium Channel 1102 and on CN2.com.